Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow of boxing, the man who the people thought was always going to win. But what then?
It was a painful experience, you know. I still say to this day, I'm still on 2 paracetamol a day.
He was long ago envisioned as the next great champion from his boxing-crazed nation.
Unquestionably, pound for pound, #1. Just seems to be getting better and better, and I don't think I've ever seen a fighter as good as Canelo Alvarez up close.
But Canelo Alvarez has proven for the last decade that he's willing to take on all comers and has defeated all comers.
A corto plazo es unificar todos los títulos en las 168 libras. Quien esté ahí, vamos a ir fuera.
Canelo Alvarez is obsessed with the sport of boxing. He's obsessed with winning. He's obsessed with legacy, creating history.
This is a story every fan of sports should not merely know, but savor.
Should I say that the king of super middleweight was already getting away, and that his last defeat might not be merely one bad night, but may indicate something a good deal greater? Decades of control, surgeries, wear and tear, fights that were once savage endings now becoming tedious choices. Is Canelo finally over? Today we take out of the wrapping how the unconquerable was weakened. What comes after the legend on the pin? At some point in time, Canelo appeared invincible. Both hands raised, iron chin, strange protection. Never old legends grow without paying. It has been alluded to by trainers, critics, and his former promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. The warrior is starting to be betrayed by the body. Knee surgeries, shoulder issues, shocks debilitate in his locomotion and power to bridge a distance. In his struggle with John Ryder, we had not the explosive Canelo, who used to overcome more lethargic men with combinations, but rather the slowness, stammering, and reduced number of blows. Canelo looked like he was on autopilot, throwing one punch and then another. Not to press the attack when he could be certain of success, said Teddy Atlas. Is this only a momentary lapse, or the start of the physical impairment that cannot be turned back? And are cracks beginning to appear now? How will they appear in another year? Once you have won belts in 4 weights, tens or hundreds of millions, become the face of boxing in Mexico and across the world, what can you prove anymore? In the case of Canelo, the question appears timely, like never before. It is indicated that he is not as hungry, according to the observers. He no longer comes in to win fights prematurely. He is happy with risk-free choices, but not adventurous transactions. The intensity with which he used to play his performances appears watered down. De La Hoya, Atlas, even certain spheres of the press are questioning, is the terror of defeat, or of being beaten up, more powerful than the instinct of conquest? It is a slippery slope, since when one is psychologically afraid, then he or she becomes hesitant, and indecisiveness in boxing will cost you your titles. Is it the loss of power or speed of Canelo which is so, or is it a waning mental advantage? Boxing is not only about talent, it is more of a show, and a show requires a lot of cash. Canelo is one of the biggest attractions to the sport. Massive paydays, massive PPVs, world fame. But there's a flip side. Every defeat disparages that authority. You get used to being unbeaten, protecting championships, to being the showcase. To losing it is not just all about pride, but also all about the bottom line. The Crawford fight was said to have made him earn more than $100 million. But with that came the price of losing undisputed status as a super middleweight. Sponsors, matchmakers, fans, they listen to victories. Belts. Once Canelo is viewed as risky rather than a sure thing. Money does not dry up overnight, although leverage does. And the battles that are fought can be changed to reputation salvage battles. Is he still able to control fights, terms, and purses as he used to do before? Or is time gradually consuming his financial superiority? Every era ends. It is always painful when the young and hungry warriors come out to play among the old guard. In the case of Canelo, the pugilist is ascending. Terence Crawford is coming up. Benavidez, Munguia, younger generation sharpening their blows, becoming quicker. Most of these names are not so much about flash, but skill, speed, versatility, brawlers who do not fear to move, punch, and open holes. And when the norm changes round, what had been greatness appears to be old. De La Hoya said so much. Father Time is catching up. Canelo is the guy that people would fear before. He is the guy that people consider to be beaten. And that alters fight production, fan response, evaluation of legacy. The fact that new stars do not simply outsmart competition, but Canelo as well, is loud and clear as to the fact that the king is no longer untouchable. The possible turnaround. Can there be hope? But maybe this isn't the end. There have been numerous comebacks by warriors who had fallen out of favor, who are now older, more deliberate, and less fast, but who remained champions. Canelo possesses the experience, the technical dexterity, the team, provided he is adaptable, recovers his speed, selects wiser fights, gets defensive, perhaps to a weight where he can maximize advantage and does not have to fight bigger. Losses can humble, teach. The fact that he accepted defeat to Crawford, his humility during interviews, which could be the psyche required to make a comeback. But can he do it at 35? Can he train like he did at 25? Will he continue to risk, or has comfort become so alluring? In case he bends into legacy, in the direction of clever matchmaking, in the direction of being choosy, he might not go to the top again, but he might reestablish respect. But accept that the doom will not have been a chapter, but a complete circle. It is an account of the victory, of Canelo Alvarez, of superiority, and of vengeance, now of revenge. He had seemed invincible once. Enemies on the canvas, belts around everything he was bold to put his hand to. However, setbacks, criticism, injuries, changing needs and expectations have all punctured holes in the armor of invulnerability. It may be age, or it may be weariness of mind, or that time has come and passed everybody. Canelo does not show the bulletproof image that he used to be. So the question remains, is it a fable that is slowly wearing away, or a hero polishing himself to one last destructive impulse? Canelo is still able to make adjustments. He can still rise. He can even demonstrate that greatness is not history, but fate. Otherwise, boxing cannot forget today as the day on which the invincible could be opened. But the story doesn't end here. Since the legacy of Canelo is being doubtable, the legacy of another legend is already being stained with blood, sweat, and brilliance. Anderson Silva, the Spider, a man who reformed MMA and who himself succumbed to the mean streak of time. In the next video, we reveal the way in which Silva created an empire of dominance and how it all collapsed. So tell me, is Canelo on his deathbed? Or is this all calm before a successful storm? And the next thing to miss is the rise and fall of Anderson Silva.